This is Dan Lawson with the Alliance for American Manufacturing. I'm at the Wilton Career Center in Wilton, Maine. I'm talking to Deb Kendall, who is the peer support worker for the Otis employees at Wausau Paper. Deb, could you tell us a little bit about your experiences with the paper mill, and because you worked at the mill, correct?
I worked there for 25 years. We closed one paper machine down in December 2008, and the rest of the mill shut down in June of 2009. It affected 207 employees. We have had, a lot of struggles in that time. A lot of people are working now. We have 90-something people back to work. They are probably 20 people are getting the wages that they're getting before. The other 70 are getting $15 an hour or less. Insurance is a big issue. Either they're going without insurance completely, or they have an 18-month plan. According to COBRA, they'll insure them for 18 months. That's a big worry. We have a lot of people that have medical issues. They don't know what they'll do for insurance because of their medical issues when the insurance is done. We've had a few people go through foreclosure. A lot of people. We have a Wausau Fuel Assistance Program the union had set up. We've had 37 people apply to that to get 100 gallons of oil because they were in need this winter. It's pretty desperate.
And am I correct in saying that right now you still have about 24% of the people still have not found meaningful work?
Absolutely. And it's a lot of work now looking for a job. You have to know how to do a resume. You have to know how to do a cover letter. Interviewing is totally different than it was 25 years ago or even 10 years ago. You have to know how to sit at an interview. You have to know how to act at an interview. You know how to dress at an interview. At the Career Center, you can do mock interviews. Everything's different. You can't walk into a place and get a job now. It's a big process. Yesterday I helped 4 people do applications for a local construction company, and it took me 5 hours. They had to start with an email address. You have to have an email address, resume, cover letter, and the application process.
Now, the people from the Wausau Mill, have you seen them go through drastic life changes?
Absolutely. We've had a lot of people suffering from depression. We've had 5 or 6 people that have had heart attacks, bypass surgery, one person that's had a stroke. Everything has changed. We're part of a family. We work together. That depression of not being with the people that you know is hard on you. I mean, that's the way people were comfortable.
How was the rest of the community affected by that mill going down? I mean, the loss of the 200-plus jobs, but there was probably even more loss of jobs from the ripple effect.
The average age force was 50 years old, 48, 50 years old in the mill, and a lot of people were helping their grandchildren. The grandchildren are suffering now because of that. They're not getting to do the sports they want to do, get the iPods and everything that they were used to getting, help with their, clothing. It's affected the whole neighborhood situations. The sport teams aren't as big now because people, the grandparents can't be there to drive the kids to school when the parents are working, because with a swing shift you could be. Now these people have taken jobs. We don't have the refs that we had. A lot of the Otis people were the refs, not the refs, the actual coaches for the AYS sports in the area, and it's really hurt the AYS of Limo Falls and Jade area, because now my daughter's coaching basketball right now, and she's never played basketball in her life, just so her daughter can play.
Now, have you seen, as far as the community, people not being as involved as they used to be because of what's happened? Absolutely,
because they don't have the resources to be involved. I will say that some of the benefit that they've had in town have done really well. It almost looks like people are giving more as far as the benefit goes because they know everybody's struggling. But as far as having the time for the community projects, it's not happening. The fundraisers, all that stuff is hurting for the area. The school sport fundraisers.
Well, wouldn't I mean, the employees of the mill also probably gave to United Way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So all those programs have lost those donations, plus whatever the company match was. And at the same time, they probably had to increase services in some form to the people that used to donate.
I know the area food bank is hurting really bad right now, and fuel assistance will be hurting next year. This year they had some substantial donations through the 2 unions that were at Otis for the fuel bank, but we won't be able to do that again next year. It's all affected. The local stores have been affected, the restaurants, everybody,
And what about now? Some of the people, they're coming off unemployment, that they won't have any more benefits. How many people has that happened to?
In 2000, the people that went out in 2008, by April 1st, I think there's approximately 30 of them that will no longer have any benefits for unemployment. I don't know what they'll do, how they'll pay their mortgages. Most people still had a mortgage payment. Some people still have children at home, or they're taking care of their grandchildren.
So that meant at that point they would lose all insurance benefits? Or?
And if you have to be collecting unemployment to get the COBRA insurance, that's one of the stipulations of COBRA. So
that's really like a double whammy.
Yeah.
You lose what little income you had coming in, plus you lose the insurance on it.
And because of that, we made phone calls to almost everybody that is in training and was laid off in 2008, telling them that their unemployment's coming to an end. And we had 3 people come out of their training as in the Mason School in Avon, and went to work at Verso Paper for Manpower because they were so afraid when they graduated that they weren't going to be able to find a job, because the day you graduate from training is the day your unemployment benefits end if you're already at that extension.
Okay.
So it's been tough. It's sad seeing somebody come in here. We have 2 fellows that have made out approximately 40 applications, and they are so qualified, but for some reason or another they just are not getting employment. And
right now we're dealing with this trade case with China and Indonesia dumping paper into the U.S. After having seen what Wausau has gone through with the loss of the jobs, and having the Sappi mill and the Rumford mill threatened with the same thing, if you could tell the powers to be what they should do different so this doesn't happen again as far as this trade case, what would you tell them?
Talk to your local senators, your representatives. Try to fight to keep jobs in Maine. Watch out how much you're spending. Get rid of the credit cards now. I mean, the credit cards have been a big problem. Enjoy having a job, a good paying job. Be thankful that you have a good paying job, because they're not out there. The average job paying in Maine now is about $12 to $15, and they want, some of those, they want a bachelor's to have it, and it's so sad. I mean, we have retired people coming in here every day looking for work because they can't even afford it on Social Security and unemployment, retirement. So, yeah, it's a tough world.
Well, Deb, I want to thank you for your time, and thank you for giving me the interview.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.